I manifested my dream life in 4 months after failing for 5 years, and it's only the beginning. So what did I change? What did I do differently to make it happen all so quickly? In this video, I'm going to share it all. The exact formula that I used, my exact manifestation process, the no BS way that you are going to manifest your dream life in 2024. Trust me, this is quite literally the only video you need to watch, because when you do what I'm about to say correctly, the shift happens immediately. Your only job, watch until the end and do everything I say. This is your free masterclass. Here's today's video outline, and make sure you're staying until the end of the video to get your specific to-do list with your specific manifestation blueprint to put everything into action immediately. The formula is as follows: intention plus faith plus action. Let's break it down section by section. First, intention. What is your intention? What are the desires you are trying to sync up with? Now, you might be thinking, I've already done this. I already know what I want. But are you being specific? Your intentions need to be specific. What kind of job do you want? How much money do you want to be making? How are you going to bring that money into your life? How are you going to sync up with that reality? If you want your dream relationship, what does it look like? What kind of man is he? You need to be specific, and I'm going to get into why you need to be specific a little bit later on. Neil Donald Walsh says this about affirmations, and he's the author of the book Conversations with God. Whatever you are stating, whatever you are intending, the universe is responding with yes. So here's the difference. I want more money. The universe's answer is yes. Versus I make $20,000 every single month with ease and effortlessness. The universe answers yes. So when you're creating your intentions, when you're outlining your desires and the reality you want to sync up with, your affirmations should pass this test. Your intentions have to be I have versus I want, because the universe is going to give you more of what you are stating. The universe is going to give you more guidance to have more of it, more direction to seek more of it. And so you really have to get clear in the verbiage you are using to set your intentions and speak them into existence. We don't necessarily need more clarity on our manifestations so we can obsess over them. We need more clarity on our manifestations so that we can recognize them when they show up. This is essentially the active portion of your manifestation. Say it out loud, sing it, journal it, do whatever you need to do to release this intention and throw it out there and signal to the universe, hey, this is the reality I want to sync up with. This is the version of myself I am selecting. This is where people get tripped up the most. They give their order to the universe, and then all of a sudden, limiting beliefs appear. Resistance, old programming, limiting thoughts, limiting beliefs, old stories. Versus giving the order to the universe and just letting it be taken care of. It's definitely not easy to get rid of all of these things overnight, because this is our programming. It is encoded in our being. So it does take a little bit of active effort to release these old stories, these old paradigms, and the selections that we have previously made. But you have to be courageous enough, you have to be brave enough to trust the universe in delivering your manifestation. And you have to be brave enough and courageous enough to trust yourself to let these thoughts go, to let this old programming die. An example of not having trust in the universe is stating your desire, stating your intention, and then thinking the universe doesn't really exist, manifestation is all a bunch of hocus pocus, because you're perceiving your manifestation to not have arrived yet. But what if the universe actually has delivered it, but you're so attached to the ego version of what you believe your manifestation should look like that you're completely missing it? What if the universe has been delivering the manifestation to you, but you're so attached to a different version of it that you're just not able to recognize it? So it's important to set your intention and then use your discernment to recognize synchronicities, to recognize glimpses of your manifestation. Remember, everything is a bridge of events. So even if you state your intention and then you feel like everything is crumbling, it needs to crumble in order for you to get to the next step and get to the next phase of merging with your manifestation, your dream reality, and bringing it into your physical reality. You need to have a clear idea of what it is, but be open to receiving it in different forms. Part 2 is faith. This is all about prayer. So I have a very firm belief that manifestation really is just simply faith plus action. 50% is you and 50% is the universe, is source, is God. That is 50% of the formula. And then action, which is the third part, and we're gonna get there, is 50% you. First, let's talk about 50% God. You have set your intention. You pray on your desires. You don't obsess over them, you pray. You say, God, please give me the discernment to recognize my desires when you bring them to me. Please give me discernment in this season of my life so you're able to differentiate what might be not your desire and just something in disguise so that you're not getting tripped up on distractions, right? So you need to pray to God, you need to pray to the universe and ask for guidance and direction on your manifestation. Prayer is so important, and if you don't have a prayer routine, if you don't have a connection to your source, to whatever you believe in, it's going to be very difficult for you to trust in the process. You have to be able to give up 50% of your control to the universe, to God, ask for direction, and then part 3 is take action on that direction. So you ask for direction, you pray on your desires, on your manifestations, and then you listen to the guidance and the directions and the orders that you're being given by the universe, by God. And then you take action on those things. When you talk to the universe, pathways to your manifestation will start to be spoken to you. They will get louder. Then you listen and then you act on those directions and those pathways. Action does not mean doing more. It simply means 50% is you, which is your action, and 50% is the universe. First, we ask, we pray on our desires. We then get guidance. We listen to that guidance, what we are being told to do in order to get to our manifestation, because remember, you ask, you listen, that pathway to your manifestation is being open to you, and then you take action on that pathway. And that is what merges you with your dream reality. Asking and acting. Asking for what you want and acting on the guidance that you are given. An example of this from my personal life. I have been trying to manifest my dream life for years. I've done vision boards, scripting, journaling, visualization. I've done everything you can think of. And the only thing that changed my life 4 months ago was taking action on the information I was being given by Source. Source told me, pack up your entire apartment in Canada and leave, move, go here, go there. I went to those places. Now I currently reside in the place, the destination that I was supposed to, and my life has completely changed. As soon as I listened to the direction of, you need to pack up your entire apartment in Canada, in your small town, you need to leave everything you have known behind for the last 20 years and go and do something different and do the thing I'm telling you to do, and I will change your life. And that is exactly what happened. I had been in a resistance phase, a fear of change, a fear of leaving my comfort zone from the beginning of 2023, starting the year with the same goals, the same vision board, and having seen no progress, to July of 2023 when I made the decision that I am going to listen, because I keep getting told I need to leave this apartment, I need to leave this small town. I don't care if I don't have the means to do it right now, I'm going to find a way, and I am being protected and I am being guided. So of course the way will unfold itself. So I packed up, I went, I did what I needed to do, and my entire YouTube channel blew up. Everything I have been trying to manifest for years came to fruition when I took action on the information I was being given by Source. So that is the 3-part formula. Now we have to apply the formula. So next is application. The theme of this phase is understand that everything you want is already yours. You already have it. Time is not linear. There is not a past, a present, and a future in a straight line. They are all existing right now. There are so many different realities. There's infinite timelines and possibilities for you in this life. You just have to select the one you want. And this is how you're gonna do it. You shift your energetic state, which simply means you shift your identity. Now I'm going to make this as simple as possible and give it to you in layman's terms. First, your belief system. You need to rewire your belief system. Your entire reality, your entire perception of the world, your lens, okay? The little lens right here, that the way that you see the world is all predicated on your belief system. Your belief system has been built since you came into this earth. All the conditioning, all the programming by your parents, parents, from authority figures, from schooling, from strangers, from peers. Every single person you have encountered in your life thus far has impacted your belief system. So if your belief system is not aligned with the reality you choose to select, it is not going to happen. You need your belief system to mirror your new selection of reality. What you do is you change your belief system and then you take action from this new belief system. Now let's talk about this very simply. We often believe that if we're not getting our manifestations, and I was the biggest believer of this, like, it's just not my time. But you know what I learned from this entire manifestation journey up until this point in my life where I am living my dream life is that it's not about, is it my time yet? It's not my time yet. It's about how long is it going to take you to learn your lessons? How long is it going to take you to shift the identity, to shift the energetic state, to shift the belief system, to drop off all the old stories that are not aligned with the reality you want to select? How long is it going to take you? It's everything to do with what's going on inside. And I did not want to believe this. I truly did not. And in 2023, I was so depressed because I had been grinding and hustling on my business for years. I started my business in 2021 and I had just been grinding and hustling every single day and not seeing any change at all. I was making a little bit of money here and there, but not enough to sustain myself. I was living with my mom. I was living with my dad. I had nothing for myself to my name. So I didn't want to believe that, wait a second, it's all up to me, because it just wasn't working. I had this knowledge, I just wasn't applying it. So the first step of application is changing your belief system. Your inner dialogue, aka your belief system, what you believe to be true about yourself and your world and how you interact with this world, is getting coded in your body. Your inner dialogue is your subliminal programming. So you need to find this ability and you need to learn how to manage your thoughts and your feelings so that you're creating a safer space for your body instead of living through survival versus living through safety. Your thoughts are either rooted in safety or they're rooted in survival. Either way, it is being imprinted in your energy, which takes me to the second part of the application, which is your identity. I will be completely honest, from my personal experience, the way we are told about who would you be when you have this thing did not work for me, and I don't think that it works. I think there's a different way to approach it, so I'm going to explain it in a different way, and maybe that will resonate more. Changing your identity is not saying to yourself, who will I be when I have this goal? Because now that I've achieved my goals, right? Now that I've achieved and I've aligned with my dream reality, I can tell you right now, I'm still a procrastinator. I was a procrastinator before achieving these goals, and I'm still a procrastinator. And I'm working myself out of that thought pattern. But when you get your manifestations, nothing really major happens. You don't automatically turn into this superhero and you're disciplined and you're this and you're that. I genuinely did not need to change that part of me in order to align with my dream reality and get everything that I want. What changed was me embodying the energy of someone who already had what I wanted. And I will get to that in part 3 of the application. So embodiment really is saying every single morning, looking in this mirror and saying, I am her, I have this, I do this, I say this, I wear this. It's not really about, if I had this amount of money and I was making this amount of money every single month, I wouldn't do X. It's deeper than that. It doesn't mean that when you have this thing, you will automatically be someone who wakes up at 5 a.m. because you don't have to do more to have more. And that is the biggest thing that people are getting wrong. You don't identify with someone who is trying to be this person, who is trying to achieve this goal. You identify as someone who already has this goal, who already is this person. For example, someone who doesn't have panic attacks doesn't go around to everybody and tell them that they are trying to heal from panic attacks, because therein lies the continuation of the conditioning that they have panic attacks. If you are identifying with someone who is healing from this thing, you are still saying you have this thing. It's still within you. It's still within your identity. You always want to identify with your end goal, not the middle of your goal. Don't try to chase or achieve the actual goal, but identify as the woman who lives through that goal as if it's already yours. Remember, 50% you, 50% the universe. You just listen to what you're being told to do. That is not chasing, that is taking order and direction. That is taking aligned action. When you're chasing and obsessing and running after the goal, you are identifying with the fact that you don't have it. You are signaling to the universe you don't have it yet, right? And that you're not the person who embodies that version of yourself. And then as far as your external circumstances go, your external circumstances have a direct relation to your identity. So you need to audit your perimeter. Who are you allowing into your life? Do their beliefs match up with your new belief system? Do they keep perpetuating an old story of you, an old version of you that you are trying to leave and trying to dead off? What situations are you putting yourself in that contradict your new identity? You want this kind of man, this kind of relationship, you are this kind of woman in this relationship, yet you are still accepting low investment dates. You are still accepting men who text you at 10 p.m. saying, what are you doing? Really audit what is happening in your proximity that is contradictory to your new selection of reality. And part 3 of the application process is energy. This is the biggest thing you need to work on. The relationship you have with the voice in your head and the feelings in your body. This is where nervous system regulation comes into play and will drastically change the trajectory of how fast you get your manifestations. Feeling better feelings and thinking better thoughts is quite literally the cheat code to rapidly getting your manifestation. I want you to, instead of getting in this state of heightened emotions, like visualizing what you would feel if you had your manifestation, that never helped me. Trying to get into the feeling state of how I would feel if I had my manifestation was a bit difficult for me, and I was able to do it here and there, but I didn't actually find it helped me so much. And now that I know what I feel like after getting my manifestations, I can tell you the only emotion is relief. The only state of feeling I feel is relief. That feeling that you have on a Sunday morning when you know Monday is a holiday. That feeling of relief. That feeling of relief on a Friday, knowing you get to wake up at whatever time you want tomorrow because it's Saturday and you don't have work. That is the number one feeling that you should be embodying. It's not some over enthusiastic, dramatic thing. It might be for a little bit, but the overarching theme, the overarching feeling you will feel is a deep sense of relief. When you are focused on the fact that you're not getting it, it's not here yet, why is it taking so long? Does manifestation work? Oh my God. What do you think that is doing to your vibration? What do you think that is doing to the feeling state that you're in? It's very negative. It's low. It's an icky vibrational presence that you're bringing into the world. Your energetic space is, I don't have enough, lack, I need more, I want more, where is it? Why isn't it here? You're aligned with the fact that you don't see its physical presence, so it must not be real. No, in the physical presence, all you need to do is just be in the knowing that it is out there. Like, because I can't see it does not mean it doesn't exist. All you need to focus on energetic wise is feeling better, being in a state of gratitude. Gratitude changed my life. When you say, Vikita, what did you change to get your dream life in 4 months? I kept focusing on the fact that I actually have all that I need right now. I have my family, I have my health. So when you're focused on the things you already have, you're not focused on a state of lack or a state of desperation or want and need. Now, I am not going to be the type of person to say that this is easy, because when you don't have something, when I did not have financial security, when I was barely making enough money to feed myself, my dad was buying my groceries, I felt so incredibly low, and it's very difficult to get into a better feeling state when you don't have certain things and when you feel like you just can't take care of yourself. Trust me, I know, and I'm not here to preach and say that you just need to focus on feeling better and be grateful the fact that you wake up. No, we're living in real life. This is a 3D experience that we are in, and it is awful when you feel like you don't have enough money. Money is the number one thing that will make you feel relief or stress, and you're like living in a state of survival. And what I tell you from my experience of being there is that you can't feel yourself into a better reality if you truly feel stressed on a day-to-day basis. So what you have to do is get yourself out of a state of survival through going straight to the source, and that is your nervous system. So nervous system regulation, getting you out of a state of fight or flight, freeze or fawn, and getting you into a more regulated state. You have to regulate your nervous system. You have to regulate your physiological being to align with the reality you want to select. If you want more money, you can think it, you can believe it, you can take action based on the mind-body connection. But when you get it, if you get it, you might start feeling thoughts of unworthiness and questioning yourself and self-sabotage and doubting. That's not your mind playing tricks on you. That's your body telling you, we are not safe in this state of being. We are not safe with that amount of money. We are not safe with that kind of a relationship. We are not used to that. You have to reprogram your nervous system as well as your mind. This is where the energetics come into it. And I believe energetics are 80% of the pie. You need to be embodying non-circumstantial energy, which means you're in an expanded version of yourself. You're in an expanded energy. You are able to receive. The possibilities are endless versus in a contracted energy where you're focusing on your circumstances. All you are feeling is the fact that you don't have enough. You're in a state of survival. You have always lived this kind of life, so how could I even dream of that kind of life? That is contracted. That is circumstantial energy. You need to break free of that. You have to remember whatever you want is already yours. If I can do it, you can do it. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I know everybody says that. I am always going to keep it 100% real because I was in the same position where I was watching endless videos and I'm like, how do I do this? So I'm never going to keep anything from you because I want you to win and I don't want you to have to hustle and grind. But remember, it's all about you, how long you decide it's going to take you to learn the lessons you need to learn. I have given you the entire blueprint. You just have to apply it. Here is your specific to-do list.